Let me ask you a question. What is the biggest problem in your life right now? Maybe it's feeling stuck in a career going nowhere, bleeding money every month, or navigating a relationship that drains you. Most people deal with these persistent problems in one of two ways. The first is simply enduring. You wake up, look at the problem, look away, and go about your day hoping it eventually fixes itself. The second way is what people mistake for fighting. They get frustrated, they yell, they break things, or they burn bridges. But throwing an emotional tantrum isn't fighting. It's just a symptom of having zero actual strategy. Author Robert Greene spent his life studying 2,500 years of history to find out how winners actually operate. He argues that by translating these 33 strategies of ancient warfare into modern terms, we can stop reacting to our problems and start dictating the outcome of our battles. To stop losing these daily battles, we have to look at historical battlefields to diagnose two specific psychological mistakes you are likely making right now. In 401 BCE, 10,000 Greek mercenaries found themselves trapped deep in hostile Persia. Their generals had just been assassinated. They were completely surrounded and utterly leaderless. Without a clear direction, their psychological state collapsed. Their massive energy turned inward. They panicked. They began to blame each other, and very soon they started slaughtering their own men in the dust. Then, a regular soldier named Xenophon stepped into the center of the camp. He looked at the chaos and diagnosed the real threat, their own internal confusion. Xenophon executed what Greene calls the polarity strategy. He forced the men to ignore their squabbles and focus entirely on the 2,400 kilometers between their camp and the safety of home. By aiming their collective energy outward at a clear physical target, the infighting stopped immediately. They organized, marched, and against all odds, 7,000 soldiers survived the brutal journey home. But there is a massive danger to this strategy. Human psychology demands an enemy, but if you pick the wrong one, the results are catastrophic. Look at Germany in the 1930s. Facing immense economic desperation, Adolf Hitler weaponized this exact psychology. He gave a broken nation a clear enemy, but focused their energy inward against his own citizens. It ended in the total destruction of his country. To apply this correctly to your own life, you have to use the Greene test. Ask yourself, if I defeat this enemy, do I actually win the war? If you spend 5 years arguing with your spouse or sabotaging a coworker, the underlying problems are still there. You have simply targeted the wrong enemy. Without a clear external target to aim for, that same human drive for conflict rarely disappears. It simply turns inward, corroding our own potential and our most important relationships. Now, let's look at the second mistake. In 1612 Japan, Sasaki Kojiro was the nation's most feared samurai. His absolute confidence came from a flawless, proven pattern: arrive on time, execute his signature strike, and win. He had done this over 100 times without a single loss. His next opponent was Miyamoto Musashi, but Musashi decided to shatter Kojiro's rigid expectations. He showed up 3 hours late to the duel, carrying a wooden boat oar he had carved. Kojiro was completely derailed. Blinded by anger, he relied on the exact same pattern that had worked prior. In response, Musashi easily sidestepped the predictable attack and instantly struck Kojiro down with the heavy wooden oar. Kojiro fell victim to the guerrilla war of the mind. Our brains are hardwired to endlessly repeat tactics that kept us safe in the past. We naturally cling to the comfort of a proven pattern. This happens in the modern corporate world constantly. In the early 2000s, Nokia was the undisputed king of mobile phones. They clung aggressively to their 15-year proven pattern of building simple, highly durable hardware with physical buttons. Then Apple arrived, acting as the Musashi of the tech world. They ignored the established rules of engagement entirely, introduced touchscreens, and dismantled Nokia's dominance in a matter of years. The corporate graveyard is full of companies that died this way. Kodak engineers actually invented the digital camera, but executives hid the technology in a closet to protect their proven film business. Blockbuster clung to their physical retail stores and laughed at the internet. And a world that is constantly shifting, relying on a strategy strictly because it worked yesterday, is a guaranteed death sentence today. If your life feels stalled right now, it is likely for one of these two reasons. You are either letting your energy bleed out by fighting the wrong internal enemies, or you are fighting the right battles using obsolete, predictable weapons. Musashi documented his ultimate philosophy for winning, and it comes down to a single principle. True strategy is not having any fixed form. This doesn't mean you abandon your core fundamentals just for the sake of trying something new. It means constantly adapting your tactics so the world can never predict your next move. Look at the biggest problem sitting at your door right now. Define the true enemy. Drop your comfortable patterns. Stop enduring and go to war.